I heard this story about a teenager who entered his steer into the county fair, and he ended up winning the grand prize. But a few weeks later, he was stripped of that grand prize because on closer examination, county fair officials realized that the steer had been pumped full of air. It's a process called airing, and you can fill a steer up with air to give it the appearance of being much larger than it actually is. When I think about that steer, I think about what our faith can be. A faith that's full of hot air. A faithful in our lips, but never faithful in our actions. Jesus would tell the story about two sons, and one of those sons was full of hot air. In Matthew chapter 21, verse 28, Jesus said, a man had two sons, and he came to the first and said, son, go work today in the vineyard. And he answered, I will not. But afterward he regretted it and went. The man came to the second and said the same thing, and he answered, I will, sir. But he did not go. Now, notice in verse 30, the second son said, I will go, sir. But he did not go. He was reverent. He was respectful to the father. He said all the right things, but yet he never went and obeyed. And that's the danger for us. We can be reverent and respectful to God. We can say all the right things. We can promise to obey the commands of God, but never actually perform the commands of God. Think about it this way. Do you sing songs on Sunday that you never live out on Monday? Do you pray to God to save the lost, yet you never share the story of Jesus? Do you make a promise to God that you never live out in your life? Jesus would say it this way in Matthew 7 or verse 21, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. God is not impressed with lip service. What God wants from us is to live out what we profess.